Okay, this is kind of sad. As this exact moment is happening, literally as of 10 minutes ago, Zoe, who is the head of the desk for Overwatch League.
Seems good.
Thanks for 27 months, appreciate it. Head of the desk for Overwatch League for many, many years. After 7 years of service, I've just been laid off by Blizzard. It was a dream come true to work there, and I'm saddened that my time was cut short. Yes, I was ready for this call with champagne. Gotta celebrate the good times and opportunities I had. What's next? I'm available. That's an Overwatch. Wait a minute. Hold on. It's an Overwatch glass. First off, I didn't know they made those. That's fucking cool. They just announced a brand new Esports League. What? And that's not all. Mr. X also got laid off. Unfortunately today, along with a lot of other amazing esports folks, I've been let go by Blizzard. Casting Overwatch and working behind the scenes, planning some of the best years we've had with Overwatch esports, an upcoming year with a new OWCS was a dream come true. Hopefully I can stay involved with the Overwatch scene in the future, but if anyone wants to chat, production, talent work, email is in bio. Wait, I'm pretty sure Mr. X had a big part to do with the new format, with like what they were doing. What? And this isn't like, I mean, there was obviously the layoffs like last week, but that was like what, 5 or 6 days ago? I'm guessing this must have been part of it. They just got delayed. But why announce? Also, Overwatch League observers. It was fun while it lasted. This accounts for like we're your Overwatch League observer team. And then another one. This person is observer manager for Overwatch League. I don't even have the words to express how angry I am right now. The observer teams for both Overwatch League and CDL did so much behind the scenes for their leagues, their esports, and their games that many people won't ever know. I'm devastated. What? How do you announce a brand new esport league and then drop like all the people that were like these people didn't run it. Like these people okay, like these people didn't run Overwatch League into the ground. They were like casters, faces, people that like the observers didn't fuck up the game. They did a great job. Like what? Like the observers in Overwatch are pretty damn good. Especially Overwatch League ones. Like World Cup in the beginning was a little bit shaky. I remember that first week of World Cup last year, it was nothing but DPS POV and people were like, hello? But like, I don't even think that was them. I think that was a different team. And so it's not like, they weren't even like the people that, you know, like they're not the people that deserve to get cut. Like those are the people that actually had the good parts. The actual faces and voices of the league. I mean, I guess the only thing okay, you know, all right, now I'm scared. But here's the two things I could think of it. One, there's no money at all, period. Because if you remember the OWCS stuff, they did not tell how much money there was. And I've seen some cryptic ass tweets from people that are like part of like esport or like college programs and like assistant GM of like some other like older team. Like people that like probably are connected to people that know stuff, but like, you know what I mean? Like they didn't say anything specific, it was just cryptic. And they were like, oh man, there's no money in this. Now that kind of makes me think they weren't lying, you know? Or maybe not lying, like they weren't like just doom posting or shit posting, like they were legit real and there was just no money about it. The other thing I could think of is like they're trying to get a whole new fresh start. I don't know, I guess there could be more. I mean, this is literally as of 10 minutes ago, so there might be more over the next couple hours, but you know, that's really fucking sad. That's actually super sad. I mean, obviously, very talented people. They'll land on their feet for sure. But the observers, that one's probably a little bit tougher. And hopefully, you know.
Microsoft is gonna save the game, right, guys? Clueless.
See, like, okay, like the whole Microsoft thing is so different, you know. Because like the Microsoft stuff is like future, right? Urgent meeting scheduled at 9:30 a.m. on my day off. Godspeed all. Senior manager, esports operations, Activision Blizzard. They did it. They actually did it. They let us work with that over our heads and then laid us off on our first day off. What? Real fucked up is they had Zoe announce OWCS and then fired her. Wait, you're right.
Hey friends, long time no see. I know my...
That's fucking cruel. That is actually so fucking cruel. That is grossly cruel. To announce the new thing that's coming up?
Soft, and probably all of you watching have been eagerly waiting to hear about the new esports program.
That is, I'm actually lost for words. I don't even know what to say. What are they gonna do? Tell her, don't film this. You're gonna be laid off in a month. Do you think that they didn't know that though? Yeah, no, like then just don't do it. Then just don't. You know, like, why? It just doesn't make sense. That's not how companies roll. Yes, so we should all be here like, oh, well, that's what the corporate suits like. Yeah, dude, the corporate suits are fucking idiots. They literally rode Overwatch League into the ground. You want to talk about how companies work? Okay, let's talk about how companies work. Overwatch League was a massive fucking failure, especially because the whole point behind it was Bobby trying to flex to his billionaire friends that they should get in on this revolutionary thing called esports because it was supposed to make tons of fucking money because it was the brand new thing and they were able to go make a whole new format. And oh my god, they could copy the normal American format and do cities, and then people will be fans of the cities, and then they'll show up and pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars for more merch and for jerseys, and you could fucking trot these kids around in circles, and you don't even have to go too crazy with it because it's super easy. All you need is a computer and an internet connection. It's not even that tough. And then guess what? They went out and they fucking partnered with the biggest people in the industry from the NFL, the NHL, Fanatics. And guess what? From season one, teams had their own merch and they were making tons of money and they were doing really well. And guess what? Some of the big billionaires who weren't making very much went to Big Bad Bobby and said, hey, our teams don't make very much money on merch. What the hell? And so they saw teams like Shock, and then eventually Atlanta was coming in season 2. And they were like, well, guys, you guys are making a bunch of money, but these other teams aren't making any money. That's not fair. So they decided you guys can't do your own merch anymore. Everything is going to be through Fanatics. And then when they went through Fanatics, they went through a revenue sharing program, which means every team, no matter how much they sold, got the exact same amount of money. Really? Is that how business works? Is that how corporate works? That doesn't make sense to me. So then no team had the incentive to make good merch or make a good product for their fans anymore. Boom. So the team stopped trying. Guess what? The league never gave a shit about the fans other than for viewership numbers. So what did they do? They went from Twitch, where they had a great viewing service, which was interactive for fans, basically like having Red Zone. So you had Red Zone for football, and guess what? You were like, well, we have this great thing that people love, but you know what? Let's actually take it off of Red Zone and let's put it over onto some random fucking channel of somewhere else. You guys got to go find the other random channel, and you actually lose Red Zone. So guess what? You know why they made the decision? Because they got paid for it by YouTube for a few years. So they chased, again, short-term gains instead of long-term sustainability. So we want to talk about how corporate works. They chased, again, the money. And so they ran their own product into the ground instead of having a long sustaining product. So when we sit there and say, oh, that's just how corporate works, we can also fairly sit there and say they're fucking moronic because they up and ran it into the ground. So now that they're completely changing course and doing something completely new, that's fine. Doing something completely new is perfectly fine, and starting over and doing something new. But if you take the parts that were actually good and deceive them and be like, hey, you know, you guys were some of the faces, some of the people that people really loved, and we're going to help use you to transition into this new thing, right? And then you know ahead of time they're going to get fucking rolled, and you still go through it anyways, we have the right to sit there and go, I don't give a fuck if that's corporate or not, because your corporate stuff that you've made in the past is so fucking dumb. You have no idea what you're saying, because when you say, yeah, well, it's just corporate, yes, there are things that are just corporate, and that is sometimes the way the world works. But on the other hand, we can also sit there and go, your corporate strategy has been fucking dog shit up until this point. So we can't even sit there and say, well, you know, you've been right, you made the right calls, because no, you made the wrong calls. So you made the wrong calls on the corporate side, you made the wrong calls for investments and money, and all the teams were losing millions of dollars a year. That's why they all wanted out. They all took the buyout so they could get the fuck out, right? And then guess what? They come in and they fuck it up again. And it's like, well, that's just corporate. No, it's not corporate. That's fucking stupidity. That's just wrong. That's just dumb. It makes no sense. Wait, with today's news, we have additional free agents in the market, all of which are incredibly talented with a plethora of experience between them. We are the 6th, the HHL COD League Observer team. Oh, so COD League got cut too. So the only thing I could really think of is they're going outsource. If I had to make a guess, I'd think ESL and whoever they have. So everyone internal at Blizzard is probably getting axed. Why is that also a bad thing? Because it now is more competition, which means that they can pay them less. So, and I know a lot of the people, especially the announcers, casters, whatever we're talking about from Blizzard the last couple of years, is they've been getting paid really, really badly, like not like compared to industry standards. And even if they want to come back in and work in Overwatch again, it probably won't financially make sense. And I think, and Zoe just had a baby, so like she's not gonna want to work for even less money. Like that wouldn't, that don't make no sense. Really fucked up, to be honest with you. I feel for him.